1442, Kantara, Cyprus. Once upon a time in the 15th century, on the island of Cyprus, a bloody battle left its mark. With their flags flapping in the cold Mediterranean breeze, the Netrian alliance had docked its fleet, ready to capture Kantara, an imperial stronghold and an important strategic point in the Mediterranean Sea. The Netrians, both Greek and Eblastani armies united for a single goal. But before explaining that goal, I have to get out of here. Hello, Ares here. Is anyone on the main line right now? I think I could use a little assistance here. Okay, I'll give up. I'm to blame. I fell into a trap. Help me. Please. Over. I yanked back my comms as I struggled to find a way out of the trap that had been specifically designed to trap me. Unquestionably humiliating, the need to request aid from headquarters was a blot on my otherwise impeccable reputation as one of the highest-ranking Netrian, and a hero class at that. But I wasn't fully to blame. They never gave me my own grappling hook because every time I used it, I had a strange tendency to snap my own arm off. This was the main reason for their decision. What other options did I have, though? Due to the time limitations of my missions, I didn't have much time to practice.
What? This is hardly the time for humor, Master Ares. We urgently need your assistance. Hero Harbinger hasn't reported much yet, and the Dragon Slayer class is already engaged in combat on the outskirts of Kantara. However, the truth is that the Dragon Slayers are in the lead. That's why we can't call them back yet. Also, the Mage Division is infiltrating the territory from the west. They are busy too.
And Dennis and Nora's support from a distance seemed unlikely. I had been following the slave carriage from the port. My bad, but it was to gather intelligence from various perspectives before my division and I diverged from the harbor. By the way, Miss Hayes, have you heard anything from the new 3rd Division?
Not yet, no. I am keeping up with the Mage class divisions. Their most recent message described preparations for building dune bunkers in front of the main gate in the south. The newest we are aware of is that. Where are you, though? That is our first priority.
Certainly. The slave carriage was a trick. Despite my horse almost escaping the same fate, I was by myself in this pit, as if the situation wasn't intriguing enough. This place is filled with skeletal remains. I think this facility was a detention center before or something. The battle had already begun when the distant sound of building destruction and the rattling sound of fire magic became heard.
The castle is the only way to get to the jail facility. It's unlikely that you are in a cellar so far from the castle. The land has these small details like cylinder pits from prior battles near Kantara, as I can see from the map. Which one are you inside?
I'm inside one of them, so I don't know. Why not dispatch a cavalry force from the docks to my aid?
The issue is that there are many pits in the region. Wait a minute.
Hello, Miss Hayes. Please don't leave me here. Madame Hayes? Again, is it some technical issue, or she's doing this on purpose? Hey, why are you quiet, Miss Hayes? I'm worried that if I stay here, I might lose more people. All of them are hypergenus humans, and Urui has sent them to combat in an occult stronghold after we lost half of them in the sea. I sometimes believe that I am the only rational person around.
Apologies, Master Ares. I compared various patterns on the map with the locations of some post-star constellations and discovered some patterns that were similar. Kamodora, Hambalon, and Nart Auxilia all fit the pattern of where these pits are located on the map. The pits might be built corresponding to this constellation.
I see. This looks like a clue. I was also interested in it. What a coincidence. The Nart Auxilia is visible from here like bright daylight. I agree these pits might have been constructed in accordance with the constellations that can be seen from various points.
That could be the situation, yes. It's nice that Nart Auxilia only has 3 stars because it will cut down on the amount of time we need. I'm sorry once more, but I have to pick up the communications from the 6th Division of Dragon Slayer.
Wait, isn't Deniz's team in the 4th Division?
Master Ares, the 4th Division told me that although they haven't dispatched yet, Lieutenant Ifrit and your friend Deniz were close by and could potentially arrive at your place at any moment.
That's fantastic. Once again, I appreciate your help.
Master Ares, please don't think about it too much.
As soon as the link with Miss Hayes was broken, a huge thing in the shape of a star descended from the sky, creating a stunning spectacle in the sky. I fell onto my back amid a flurry of dust and crashing boulders. A large, intimidating armored person wielding a massive sword emerged from the haze. Brown-colored head seemed almost little in comparison to the majesty of the armor that came into view.
Hey, after a long break, we meet again on the battlefield.
picked myself up and smiled as I met Deniz's arrival. Yeah, Deniz, but I advise you to improve your landings, I said. Then we crossed our arms as a greeting.
I am not without struggles. Balancing precision while navigating hard terrain is a challenge, you know, and the weight of this armor fills more my problems.
Deniz admitted, a chuckle escaping his lips as he ruffled his hair. Truly, you reap what you sow. Perhaps the mage division should have been your place, I quipped. Observing my simple clothing, Deniz queried.
You are of hero class, are you not? Yet you wear these normal clothes.
A necessity born from experience. Bulky attire impacts my transformations, weakening my combat effectiveness. So, I choose comfort simply. The lighter, the better.
Ah, I understand now. What's done is done. Let us focus on the present. The battle has begun.
Deniz expressed, his concern extending to our comrades. Many hypergenus, encompassing the age range of 17 to 23, participated in this battle. Youthful as they were, some faltered quickly in this long journey. Agreed, I affirmed, fully aware of the responsibility resting upon my shoulders. Deniz pivoted on his knees, catching my attention to two handles affixed to his armor.
Come on, grab onto these handles. We will fly to our destination.
Fly? Giddiness wasn't a stranger to me, but I thought to not bicker and followed his instruction, gripping the handles, placing my feet upon the hilts of his dual daggers. Do you genuinely believe you can bear my weight? Deniz's gaze met mine.
Trust in your old friend Ares. Well, that's specifically what we are trained for.
His enormous greatsword suddenly shot an energy bust onto the ground, sending us hurtling toward the sky's starry canopy. Whoa! My words were laced with panic as my face twisted. The wind tore at my features, and tears poured from my eyes. A sudden spurt of motion propelled us forward as we ascended, but at a more bearable speed.
There, the whole view of the battlefield.
It seems rough out there. Even from our outer vantage point, the battleground was alive with incendiary bursts and electrifying clashes. Tremors coursed through the air. It comes as no shock that the Dragon Slayers face trouble in these kinds of combat. Though their expertise is in defeating big monster, this terrain places them at a disadvantage against smaller yet equally tenacious targets.
And your assigned location?
The defense wall, to catch the enemy from behind. A gloomy realization settled in upon reaching the rendezvous. Deniz, do you bear any regrets? He took a little pause as he thought about my question.
Regrets? Yeah, certainly, but they don't consume me completely, as the saying goes. Like the armor we wear, our decisions shape who we are. Well, I received a letter from Jarek and others. She seems to be married off to some noble guy.
A wry chuckle escaped my lips. Indeed, such is my situation.
Really? But would you abandon everything if you could go backward? Could we all go back to the simple life we led on the island, now as we can protect ourselves? Would you try to live a normal life after all the...
1 year since the incident of Nova Genesis dawned upon us, every day and night had been steeped in hardships. Moments of panic with time's passage. A toll of losses endured. But had I retraced my steps, would we have journeyed this far? Our hopes, dreams, and future were all turned to ashes long ago by the fire of war. The wrongdoings we have done and the lives lost while they were in our care are unchangeable and irreversible. Even now, I can still hear their echoes pleading for justice.
Are you referring to the dead, those who appear in your dreams?
Yes, exactly. Life is slipping away miserably and fearfully somewhere in the world every second, and those people long for the light of hope to save them. They are looking for a way of life that their families can endure even in the absence of luxury. These people also possess powers, but the powerful grasp every opportunity to enslave and rule over them. Their pleas for vengeance and longing for the world they picture never stop echoing inside of me. Therefore, withdrawing is not an option. Aisha can live a life free from this conflict in England. It's best if I keep the stress off of her, because there is nothing but bloodshed in my destiny. Only war can result from it. As we drew nearer to the outskirts of the city, my heart was getting pumped. Therefore, when this saga is over, I'll visit them someday. The Imperial Legion is responsible for all of this tragedy. I let go of the grips, then leaned back and stabilized myself on Deniz's armor.
Versilius, then give me the honor of seeing you make it happen for us.
I jumped off from Deniz and dived towards the line of guards at the top of the border wall. Manifest! It wouldn't be long before this agony was over, and maybe my terrifying nightmares would stop. Then, no, I will make them stop and go meet them someday. Someday. Prologue, Chapter 1. Battle for the Stronghold.